Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, a weekly battle of wits, debating everything from horseshoes to hand grenades, all for the privilege to be called right. And now, your hosts, Bobo and Travis.
What's up, guys? Welcome to Prestige Worldwide, the podcast. I'm Bobo, with me as always is Travis.
Hey, guys.
How is everybody?
I'm doing good, man. Mandy's
What?
out of town, so I'm living the single life.
You're living the dream I wish I was living this week, because Ann is also out of town.
Oh, and so are you.
The problem is, so am I. And I'm not with her because I'm in fucking Hotlanta for work.
Who's taking care of the dogs?
I got dogs. I got a guy.
Oh, you got a guy. Okay.
I got a guy.
Bob Sacamata? Or what was the
Also, I had one of my brother and Uncle Hare is watching one of the dogs.
Really?
And he is pissed about it.
Oh, shit. I can't imagine. Hare doesn't do well with change. And
No.
when you add a massive dog to the mix,
He is pissed.
Yeah, I can imagine. Well,
Which makes it even better. That's the whole point. You know what I mean?
yeah. Well, listen, I'd like to be miserable with you. However, I can't. While it sucks for Mandy to be away, it is great to shit with the door open. So
Absolutely. I'm not saying I'm miserable. I'm also in a hotel room, so I can do that too if I want.
right. Oh yeah.
I'm not saying I'm miserable, but I could be doing this all at home the 1 week that she's gone, and I don't get to do that, which kind of sucks.
That does kind of suck. Well, listen.
Oh well.
Maybe there's more trips in her future this summer where you can be home.
Oh, I'm going to send her away some more.
Yes, because have you put up the flagpole yet?
No.
Okay. Do you
I
want
have
to
to wait till Ann is out for the summer so I can do all these pet projects.
Do you want to
That's on
talk
the
about the flagpole at all?
list. Why?
Well, I just think it's funny what your plan is.
Oh, to put a flagpole so I can fly pop punk flags on it?
Right, and that your wife doesn't want, so you are going to put it up while she's away.
Oh yeah. I know she has other things scheduled this summer, so I'm going to do it on a weekend that she's gone. It just can't be this one because I happen to be gone also. However, by August, I'll say it's going to be awesome.
Well,
She's just going to come home to a goddamn 5-foot knuckle puck flag just flying in the breeze.
I hope she just keeps driving.
God,
What were you going to say there? Anyways, how hot is Hotlanta?
Not hot at all, actually. It's perfect for Hotlanta. This is the best weather I've ever seen in June. It's like
What-
80, like low 80s, not that humid. I'll take it.
Sure. Yeah, I mean that's a little warm for me as we discussed. But
Again, it's Atlanta. It's like 82 degrees out, and your response was, "It's a little warm for me." I don't know what else you want. That's the best case scenario for this situation. I
I understand. My comment had nothing to do with the situation. It was more a general comment on the heat or on the temperature of 80 or 81. It's just a touch hot for me. I'm a sweater. What do you want from me? I
want you to grow a pair.
The problem is the pair that I have sweats, and I'd rather they didn't.
Well.
I would rather going through life sweat free. Or
I look better wet anyways, so whatever.
Sure, that's fine if that's what keeps you, helps you sleep at night. That's fine, but
Nothing helps me sleep at night. I don't sleep anymore.
I'm more of a low 70s kind of guy, unless I will say this, unless I'm at the beach, then I want it sweltering.
That I completely agree. When I go to the beach, I want it to be literally 115 degrees.
Yes. Yeah, I want to, because we've talked about this before on the podcast. We probably have also had the same conversation because we both want it because it forces people to get in the water that under normal circumstances wouldn't get in the water with us because that's the only place we want to be.
Yeah, we agree on the beach. I want to be in the water 24/7, and I don't think I think she goes to the beach at least 3 times a year.
Yeah.
I don't think she's ever touched the water. I don't think she knows what salt water is.
Mandy doesn't go above her ankles. Or no, wait, above
Right.
her
I don't
calves.
count. That doesn't count. Yeah.
Yeah, she doesn't go above. Actually, that's not true. I've seen her get waist deep, but that's about it.
Doesn't count. If you don't get up to your neck,
Okay. I don't mind.
then you're not in the water.
Right.
Like, listen, if especially at the beach, if you're not going to be like in danger of a wave crashing over you, you're not in the water. You're dabbling in it, which is bullshit.
Right. I agree wholeheartedly. So,
And I hope that I hope No Wheat and his better half. I hope they're enjoying the beach they moved to. Like, I hope they're not like that where they just look at it and they've never touched the water, because that would piss me off in no way.
I that would piss me off as well. Although I suspect that is not the case. But maybe
I hope not.
Maybe they can
Call in,
update
let us know. 747 banging.
Right. Let's move on. Let's move on to the Fantasy Movie League, which we need to talk about.
No, we don't.
Because this week started a new season. We are into we're into the summer season. Is that what it is?
Yeah, summer, and apparently Travis remembered to play. Good news for everyone out there if you were concerned.
I have reminders now. In fact, I didn't realize, and maybe you can shed some light on this, Bobo, because I never used the app before. But
I only use the app.
The app does give you, if you allow it to do notifications. I think I thought I turned them off, but I guess I allowed it to do notifications, and it does give you a heads up that like there's like 15 minutes left to set your lineup.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
I think I have solved my problem, but
none of us are proud of you. I just want you to know that.
And I honestly, I don't expect you to be. I don't expect that. But anyways, out of the gates, Android is number 1. And
whatever the fuck that is, and he's not allowed to win this season.
He or she is not allowed to win this season, although
because we can't give a prize to someone that's anonymous. So
that's true. We are going to need a name and an address, and no PO boxes.
Sorry, Android, you can go fuck yourself.
What if we all threw the season just so we could find out who Android was?
And then I buy an awesome prize and I post pictures of it on the website.
Right. Okay.
Oh man.
Coming in.
You know what? Speaking of throwing the season, let's get to the rankings.
Right. Well, listen, we got a while before I'm mentioning your name, but
shut up.
Number 2 is Andy. I came in 3rd. Big Red came in 4th. Derp Diggler. I like the new name.
That is the best new name of the season. I'm changing my name tonight to try to match that.
I bet you'll fail. Derp Diggler came in 5th. Tim came in 6th. Frank came in 7th. Bobo came in 8th, and Family Fun Time came in 9th. Woo.
Nice job, buddy.
He
went from almost winning last season to last place. He's really fallen hard.
Yeah, he was hedging his bet on Godzilla, and that was probably
the only one he was the only one out of all of us who played Godzilla, by the way.
Yeah. And Android was 2 movies off from getting perfect cinema.
So Derp Diggler texted me this week. He's real into the movie league, which I love, by the way, because we're talking about it more and more.
Right.
Him and I. He did research on why A Dog's Life was the best cinema, the best value this week,
and yet he didn't play it.
Right, but he wanted to know how that movie could actually be like the best value for the week, and it turns out it's because it was part of the drive-in double features this week.
Yes.
And that boosted the numbers a lot because it got cut from 1,000 theaters. He's like, how could it be the best cinema? I'm like, bro, you're really getting into this.
He's over there crunching
Which I
numbers. That is great. But anyways, so that and because this is the first week of the season, that pretty much is our leaderboard as well. So
it is, and I'm dismally close to last place. And if you want to come join and laugh at me being dismally close to last place, it's fantasymovieleague.com. The league is Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, and the password for the league is Travis Bobo, all one word, all lowercase. Come join us.
Yes, but moving on from Fantasy Movie League, we have a voicemail that, while it is connected to the Fantasy Movie League, it is not in content related to the Fantasy Movie League.
Okay, I've not heard this yet. So
I have not heard it. I perused the transcription of it that Google Voice will give you. However, they fuck a lot of things up in that, so I didn't really understand it.
It's kind of funny to read those sometimes, actually.
It is kind of funny to read those, but I did not fully understand. I stopped reading at some point because I just knew that I wasn't getting it. So
Gotcha.
here we go.
Yo, West Coast Pet Ant here. So, something just happened that I want your guys' opinion on. So I'm going to describe it and possibly swear often. Right. So they opened a new restaurant near my apartment, and there are people constantly walking right in front of it, and there's a crosswalk there. This is about a block from my apartment, and there's other road work that means that I have to take this street in order to get to my apartment. So I'm driving up, car behind me goes through the intersection. There are obviously people at the corner waiting to cross. I go up to the intersection. No one makes a move to cross to the new restaurant. You know, I don't slow down much, but I slow enough that someone could have done something. No one moves. So I go through the intersection. Fucking asshole on a bicycle with no helmet swerves into my lane, stops me, possibly in front of the intersection, leans into my window and says, "Hey, buddy, there are pedestrians on the corner." And then he rides off.
What the fuck?
I'm curious what you think of the situation. Once again, my only explanation for this is fucking asshole riding a bike on the street with no fucking helmet apparently found it his civic duty to inform me there are pedestrians who are waiting to cross the street. Fucking asshole!
I think that's it, but that's hilarious. Okay.
I love how I was going to pause the voicemail and ask if he hit somebody because I thought that was where the story was leading. I was like, God, just say you ran into someone. You just mowed over a pedestrian in the middle of a crosswalk.
Yeah, I wish the point of view or what the advice he was looking to get from us was how to get blood out of his windshield. But no.
Yeah. What solvent will best get blood out of a windshield? I need your opinion. I'll hang up and listen.
yeah. First time, long time. I would like to know, how do you get hair and or blood out of a windshield? I need a quick response because my car is still sitting in the garage. So.
All right. So let's dissect this. You slow down at an intersection. Now, okay. West Coast Pet Ant, so he lives on the West Coast. The rules are different out there.
Okay.
Like in New York, you slow down a little bit. Like they take your cue. Like, we're going, because New York, they have that fast paced lifestyle. You know, you give them an inch, they're going to take a mile. I'm not so sure on the West Coast just slowing down is enough. I think you have to stop.
If I remember correctly, he lives in the northwestern section,
the northwest quadrant. That is correct.
Right. So, and he lives in a pretty big city. I won't give it out just in case he doesn't want to, but I think we can all guess it. In that city, things move a little faster than the southern half of the West Coast. So I'm not so sure you're correct on that one. But
okay.
I think
I'm just that was my theory. I'm just postulating at this point.
I understand, and I'm not going to completely discount it because I don't know for a fact. However, I'm thinking I think he was in the right on this one. But what I find
I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying maybe he could have stopped if you want to be truly courteous. But let's get to the second part of the story.
Right.
Why a biker would attempt to do a what amounts to a citizen's arrest? of blocking traffic with his bicycle. Because, I mean, you ever see the movie Training Day?
Yes.
When they pull over those kids smoking weed and Denzel just gets in his car and, like, pulls his car in front of him and, like, slams on the brakes so they have to stop. You know what I mean?
Right, yeah.
I imagine that's how it happened.
I mean, yeah. And it's like that guy, I mean, I guess he made a split-second decision to feel like he had to stop West Coast doing this, you know, stop his car.
As Big Red said, he had to right a wrong that he saw.
I guess so, but he didn't have that much time. It's not like it was, you know, I mean, he acted, the fucking asshole bike rider acted quickly, because I find it fascinating when people make these decisions. Like, oh, I'm going to step in here. Cause
I'm not surprised it was a biker. I think bikers in general are dicks like that. So,
but I love and jumping ahead, I love the fact that he stops him, yells, "Hey, there's pedestrians," and then zooms off. Presumably,
just pedals off as fast as he can. His little legs can carry him.
Presumably through that same crosswalk. Like,
I wonder if he let the pedestrians cross before he did that.
I mean,
we need to know the end. I need to know that detail, because I'm hoping he didn't. I'm hoping he quickly stopped them, said, "Hey, there's pedestrians here," and then went before the pedestrians went. Now, if he had stopped the car and waved the pedestrians on first, then you're a vigilante,
right?
But if you just say a snide remark and then move on and drive through it before the pedestrians get a chance to cross, you're just a real fucking asshole.
Oh, well, yes, you're a real fucking asshole. But the other part about it is you might be a smart asshole too. Because if I'm going to yell at somebody from my bicycle to somebody in a car, I'm sure as fuck going to get out of their way. Because I don't want them running me over after they're pissed that I just called them out in public.
I just love this idea of social justice vigilantes running around now, righting wrongs for random people.
Yes,
that's what this really was. It was just a vigilante standing up for somebody else's the rights of somebody else. Pedestrians everywhere. A pedestrian vigilante.
I guess I find, like, so this reminds me of another story that one of my coworkers told me the other day. And he just got one of those it's not a tricycle, but he got one of those, like, three-wheeled motorcycles where the wheels on the front, it's called a spider.
Yeah, is that what they're called?
Yeah, they're called a spider. And so
Great.
He was at a gas station gassing it up, and somebody on a motorcycle came over and was like, or I guess was like next to him, and they were talking there, you know, whatever it was, you know, I think it was about bikes or whatever. And so then the motorcyclist was done first, so he was done gassing, hopped on his bike, started pulling away, and as he's pulling away, yells, "That's not a bike!" Like, I swear to God, every time, like, when I'm at work, I think about this story probably 2 or 3 times a day because it cracks me up. That
story's awesome. That's a big difference between what happened to West Coast pedant and your coworker.
It is, but it's in the same vein of people that just need to get something out. Like, they need.
Yeah, but listen, he's driving a spider, as you call them around.
Right.
I'm okay with that. I'm giving him a pass because those things are fucking stupid.
No. Yeah, no. Yeah. Oh no. I think they're stupid too. But, like, just that the guy, the motorcyclist next to him, felt the need to yell out, "That's not a bike," as he's riding away. Like, it's
listen. The power of getting the last word in is huge, man. You can't let that guy yell something back to you that you can hear. That would ruin the whole moment. You've got to have the last word, mic drop, fucking out of there. Like, anytime I have an argument now with anybody, Uncle Hare, Ann, I literally scream the worst insult I can in their face, and I just run.
It's doing wonders for your relationships. But
yeah, I'll be like, we'll fight. I'll be like, "Ann, you're a fucking cunt," and I just turn and run as fast as I can.
Dive out a window.
I just the nearest window. I jump off. I don't care how many stories it is, just so I can have the last word.
But back to Big Red's story. It's just, I don't know. It's a little hubris, I guess it would be. I guess the word would be to do this. I mean, from what Big Red's story, from his story, and this is only his side, which I'm inclined to believe this, but it doesn't sound like anybody was really in danger.
No.
So it's just a dickhead.
I think
on a
the
bike.
guy is more upset that he didn't stop completely and let pedestrians have a chance to walk across. Not that there was any danger involved.
Okay, mind your business. Go about your day there, Batman. Like
I mean, he's lucky it was on the West Coast, because you do that to some driver in New York City, you're probably getting fucking shot.
You're probably not getting shot, but you're
They
gonna.
don't have time for your bullshit on the East Coast like that, all right? You do that to some dude in Boston, who knows what happens next, all right?
That's true, especially if it's in the Dominican Republic. But
I mean, just saying, I wouldn't be. That biker has lived a very sheltered West Coast life. You can't just go around doing that. You can't just stop random motorists and say things to them. It doesn't end well for you.
Yeah, I'd like to know. Is Big Red the type of guy to yell something back? Because
no.
Okay.
No.
Because
He's a learned man, all right? He's
I
not
would have a
gonna
hard
be-
time keeping my mouth shut.
However, I like how he was also fixated that the biker didn't have a helmet.
I do too. That may be one of my favorite parts of the story.
Yes, because we heard it no less than 3 times. I'm not sure why that matters.
Because it was because whatever danger he was trying to prevent by zooming in front of Big Red's car, he was causing by not wearing a helmet.
I mean, the dude lives a vigilante lifestyle. You can't be wearing helmets and stuff. He's got to put himself at the same risk those pedestrians were in.
That's true. Yeah, and
They weren't wearing helmets.
Also, helmets look really stupid. So why would you?
Stupid.
Why would as a
they look
vigilante?
real
Why would
dumb.
you wear one?
How could he debase himself by wearing such a monstrosity on his head?
Couldn't agree more.
Hey, can I tell you another story about driving?
Absolutely.
While we're on the subject, because this is a good one. You tell me how you feel about this situation, okay?
Okay.
We're driving. This is a true story, and Anne's going to kill me that I told this on the podcast. However, I need your expert advice.
Okay.
We're driving home we had breakfast somewhere last Saturday, and we're driving home, and we're pulling out of the restaurant, pulling out of it. You know what I mean?
Right.
And it's a busy road, so we had to wait for someone to either for traffic to clear, or what happened in this case was someone stopped in front of the driveway, the entrance.
Okay.
And waved us out. Do you know what I mean?
Okay. Sure. You were driving.
So we pulled
right?
out.
Right.
No. Ann was driving. I was not driving. That's
okay.
very important to the story.
Okay. Ann was driving.
So what do you do in that situation, Travis?
Somebody stops to let you out?
Yeah.
You fucking go.
Right, but you wave at him, right? You're like, hey, thanks, right?
Oh, yeah. Oh, sure. Yes.
Ann did not.
Okay. she just
and
went.
I said, so I did it for her because you cover up someone else's embarrassment. You know what I mean?
Absolutely. Yep.
Like a parent coming up for your child when they don't say the right word.
Right.
And I asked her, I was like, why didn't you give her the affirmative, the wave, the affirmative nod? And she said, oh, well, it was a smoker.
What the fuck?
Yup.
Nice. Wow. She was real pissed at him.
She was not happy, but it was a smoker. So then I called her Judge Judy, and then it went all downhill from there.
That's pretty awesome. Knowing Ann as I do, and how meek she is, and how that is quintessential aggressive Ann. Like
yes.
That's about
yes.
that's as aggressive
that's
as
the most aggressive she's ever been in her whole life.
Yes, exactly. And probably deep down inside of her, there was somebody that was like, yes, like I got that fucker.
So I mean that was her. I said, well, what does that matter? She's like, well, I don't approve of their life choice.
That's awesome. Good for you, Ann.
And I was like, what the fuck does it matter for you, Judge Judy? And then it was a whole, yeah. Then it got, let's just say I did not agree with that opinion.
Social justice warrior Ann.
Yeah, so also, much like this man on a bicycle, Ann is also running around with her own version of vigilante justice, not waving at you if you let her out of an intersection. If you made any life choice before that she finds uncouth.
That's awesome. I
think she felt bad about it later because I really hammered it into her. I was like, you can't just do that.
Sure she can. That's her right.
No, you can't do that.
I mean, listen. That is her. I don't necessarily agree with that.
I mean, maybe if he was rocking a Molson, then that's different.
But she takes that shit seriously, obviously, because Anne is a polite person, and she's not doing it just because she's impolite. She's doing it because she's taking a moral stance.
Yeah, but I don't like that. I'm not okay with that.
Well, you don't have to be. But
I know. I told her that.
But it is her car at that instance. It's her car. She's in charge. She's driving. She can wave or not wave, no matter what. The person got their fucking wave. All right, you put.
Oh, I covered for her. Yeah, but
how many other
smokers were slighted by her at this point in her life?
You looked the other way, apart from their gross habit. You were the bigger person, and but listen. Again, that's Anne's choice, and I don't necessarily disagree with it. But while we're keeping on
my story,
while we're keeping on traffic stories, I'd like to get your opinion, and maybe maybe the audience would like to chime in on this as well. So, with my job, I'm now commuting into a more congested area, and every day somebody fucks up traffic. And I'm not alone in this, and everybody else, probably at some point in their lives, in their daily commute, encounters traffic for dumb reasons or whatever. But I have now gotten to the point I'm starting to get hardened in my ways as a commuter.
Oh, good.
Like I'll give people some room to merge in. Like if they look like they're trying to merge in, I'll give them some room. I'm not going to give you like 2 car lengths, but I'm going to give you some room. And if you don't make a move, you get passed.
Agreed. Listen, if a driver can't recognize when you're giving them space, they get about a 3-second window, and then it's like, oh, too late. You fucked up. Yep. You got to learn.
Yeah, usually I'm on the phone with Mandy on my commute home too, and and usually there's at least one point where I'm just like, that motherfucker, like what the? And she's like, what are you talking? I was like, nothing. It's just traffic. Just keep going.
But wait a second. Why would you call her when you're going to be home and see her?
A lot of times we don't get home at the same time. Like her and I either have stuff to do or whatever. We just check in after work. And then, we'll talk later.
Okay.
But anyway, so this morning I was on the phone with her, which was the funny part about it was she's in Las Vegas and she can't sleep.
Fat fucking bitch. That lucky motherfucker.
Yeah, well, yeah, she's not, whatever. But she can't sleep. So she calls me at like 7:30 in the morning, which is 4:30 in the morning in Vegas. And so
was she still up?
No, she's not still up because she's there for a work conference. But like, she just can't sleep. So like she wakes up.
Neither could I when I'm binging.
But so yeah, she calls me and I'm like, what are you doing up? But anyways, so we're talking this morning, and I'm coming up on this highway, and it's a 3-lane highway. Plus, there's a 4th lane that turns into an exit ramp, and that exit gets backed up. It happens every day. It's not
every day.
Every day. This is not an anomaly. And but I'm in the lane next to it because that lane eventually ends right after my exit. So
okay,
I stay in that lane because presumably people should know that lane ends, so get the fuck out of my way.
Right.
You should be merging over. You should be getting out of my way so I can get to my exit. We're good to go. However, as I'm making my way up, and this was a rare morning where the exit lane was was backed up. However, the other lanes were relatively freely moving.
Nice.
Except for the dickhead in front of me, who at the last minute decides they need to get off at that exit.
Oh, yep. And then they stop everyone behind you, which is how that problem starts every day. It's some dickhead like that does that.
And I refuse to believe that this asshole, this was their first day commuting there, and they didn't realize until the last minute. I mean, I laid on my horn and yelled some choice words at them. And
did you really?
Oh, yeah. Yeah, don't be an asshole. You don't want to get yelled at? Don't be an asshole.
I don't think I've ever used my horn since I bought my car.
Oh, yeah. Oh, absolutely.
I don't use my horn. I'm not. I get mad, but I don't think there's ever any good that can come from like yelling at someone on the highway in any form. So I just don't do it.
It gets the aggression out. It lets the like, you know how when like the steam builds up too much and you just let it off a little bit, and then you're back down to a normal level. That's what the horn's for. But
I just envision your blood pressure going from, like your heartbeat going from 60 to 120 back to 60 back to 120, this whole like a roller coaster ride to work.
Right. Yes, I'm gonna have an early death. But
right, okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So no. But the funny part about it is I honked my horn and I yelled something, but I got the courtesy wave. Like, I know I fucked up. Like, they did give me the wave.
That's the white flag, as we call it.
Right. Yeah. And I and at that point, like, I calmed down. I was past anyways. But like,
he waves to feet. You have to respect the surrender, if you will.
100%. Yeah. And I'm not a smoker, so I know that wave was genuine.
Right, exactly. Yep. He didn't see your cigarettes or your methamphetamine, so you're good.
Right. Yeah. So I that again, as we're talking about these traffic stories, but wrapping this up, Big Red, you have every right to be angry at that fucking asshole.
I will say I've had someone stick their head through my window before.
Really?
I was driving the DeLorean and I was stopped at a stoplight. And it was summertime.
Right.
Well, not summer. It was like spring, early summer. So it wasn't warm enough out. I didn't have the AC on in the car. The windows in the DeLorean are very small.
Right.
They're called toll booth windows. They're only big enough basically to roll down to like get like tickets at a toll booth. You could not. They're like probably 5 inches tall. So I'm sitting at the stoplight and I see all of a sudden some guy trying to fit his head through the window.
Jesus Christ.
Of my car. And
fuck?
does not succeed because it's like 5 inches tall.
Right.
Well, and he's like moving his head. He's like, I've never seen one of these from the inside before.
Oh my God.
That's the first thing he said to me. And my comment to him was, if you don't get your head out of my fucking car, it'll be the last thing you ever see. Good.
I would have just face shoved him out and said, and you're not going to now.
But so he had stopped. We were at a stoplight. It was the guy behind me had gotten out of his car.
No.
And walked to my window to stick his head through my window.
Are you fucking kidding me?
Dead serious.
That's ballsy.
I get liking the DeLorean. I get it's a unique car, but I've never seen someone just try to stick their head through a window before like that. He's lucky I didn't put my fist through his face.
Dude, like, again, there is some serious lack of awareness that goes into that type of action.
Yes.
You pull up, you see the car, you make a presumably split second decision to get out of your car, walk up to the window, and then try to shove your fat fucking face in it.
Yeah, not like just looking at the car. Like his head was like touching my window.
Wow, that's crazy. Now, was he able to get back into his car before the light changed?
I assume so.
What would have been great is if the light would have changed right like as you were shoving his face out of your window.
That would have been great.
It would have been great, but
although I mean, it wouldn't have inconvenienced me, so I probably should have kept him in conversation longer so that happened. I could have controlled that situation, but I was more concerned with him like not sticking his fucking fat fucking head through my window.
Oh my God. That is crazy.
Yeah,
anyways, are you ready to move on from this story?
Yeah, we're moving on to.
Okay. Let's talk about something we want to wrap up from last week. We talked about historical roasts, the Jeff Ross show on Netflix.
And you promised to watch the next episode.
I did. And
Okay,
I promised,
what are your thoughts on it?
And I did watch it. And my thoughts were, it's okay. So
I thought it was great. I'm disappointed you didn't like it more.
I am too. I'll be very honest with you. I went into this one. I said, okay, this one's gonna be funny, and I'm gonna laugh. And it started out with Jeff Ross talking about Anne Frank, and to be honest with you, I thought his monologue, or whatever you want to call it, was there was a mixture of funny and touching.
Yeah, a little bit.
Yeah, I thought everything he had to say was very very well put together. I think I figured out what my problem is with these roasts.
What's that?
Is they're not. They try to do like roasts like in the time period of whatever, specifically in this one, like the time period of like what John Lovitz played Franklin Delano Roosevelt.
God, I love John Lovitz, by the way, in that episode.
I love John Lovitz. Like, I think John Lovitz. I would love to get a beer with John Lovitz. I think he'd be
yes,
awesome.
Absolutely.
To be out and just having a drink. I think he's funny. You lose me. Like, I get the novelty of trying to structure your sentences and your language in the time of the 1930s or 40s or whatever.
Yeah, 'cause he was trying to talk as FDR would.
Yes, and for me, it's not funny. Like,
okay, I can. If you don't like that, I can see that because a lot of the comedians are doing that.
I also feel like when I've watched these roasts, and I'm talking about any of the roasts, not specifically with the historical roast. I'm like a guy who watches porn all the time and can't just get off to regular sex anymore. I need to have some
what?
I need to have some weird porn now to really get me off. And
what does that even mean?
What I mean by that is now these roasts, they've been mean and they've been and the jokes have been funny, so the bar is now set higher for me to laugh. So progressively the roasts have almost got to get meaner.
So do you think that's a product of the comedies in general you watch? Because It's Always Sunny is pretty mean spirited.
I just it's not that well, specifically with It's Always Sunny, I don't really watch it anymore, and it's not due to the comedy excuse me, the comedy or whatever. It's just that I don't have the opportunity. It's not really a show that Manny likes to watch, and for me to watch a show on my own, especially something like that I'm seasons behind.
You were a fan of The League though, right? Too.
Loved The League. The League was great.
So do you feel like maybe your sense of comedy is getting so extreme? Is that the problem? In general?
I think it is just specific to these to the roasts. Because I liked Gilbert Gottfried in this historical roast. I thought he was really good.
I thought he was the best one by far.
I wish I would have, and yes, I definitely think he was the best one. He was. There was some jokes in there that did really have me laughing, but they were mean. That like they were mean, or they were clever.
Oh, they were mean. His are like, because he yells them too. Like, you know what I mean? He really gets intense.
And they were clever, and he was just great in it. I really wish I would have known who was playing Don Rickles before she went on.
I did not know it was Don Rickles' daughter.
Yes, I didn't either. And
I did not even know he had a daughter. And then I saw the wife in the audience, and I was like, oh, that's cool that she came, not realizing she came to just watch her daughter.
Yes, and honestly, I would have she did a great job in I'm lost for the word, but she did a great job portraying her father, Don Rickles. I mean, but Don Rickles could say the meanest thing to your face and still have you laughing.
Yeah.
And there was none of that in her set. But, and
I don't think she was. I don't know. Don Rickles even being in that roast is a little weird, anyways.
I agree.
So that was a little. I don't know. But
was
well, if you
far-reaching.
don't like that one, or that one was only okay, I wouldn't watch the rest of them.
I'm not going to.
Okay.
This is just this for me. This is just a
Go
swing
back
and
to your
miss.
scat porn.
I'll go back to my scat porn. But do you understand what I'm saying about with the analogy that I made with that, or was that completely lost?
I
on you?
get it. I don't know if I don't know how to remedy that situation for you.
Oh, there's there's not really a remedy, but like I feel like
I can only find so many little people for you to choke, Travis.
I feel like the roasts have become more about what weird celebrity you can have on it.
Yeah.
And less
Yeah.
about like really good comedians coming in, because
Honestly, it's more of these weird celebrities, and it's less Greg Giraldo,
yes,
who was the all-time best roaster.
I agree. He was even better than Jeff Ross.
Yep, you could bring Giraldo to any roast because he's just a funny comedian, and he'd say the most insulting, hilarious, but clever shit at a roast. That's what they should be about.
Absolutely.
Not just whatever celebrity that can crack a joke that someone else wrote for him that they're reading off the fucking hand they wrote in pen. I don't like that either.
Right. And at this point, Gilbert Gottfried and Nikki Glazer should both be at every roast, no matter what.
Yeah, absolutely.
Pay them
Gilbert
whatever you
Gottfried is the king of crossing that line that everyone else is afraid to cross.
Yes, exactly.
Which is why I love him so much, because everyone is like, hasn't he learned his lesson? I'm like, no, because he is the lesson.
And I desperately want to go see him live at this point.
Me too.
I want to make that happen.
I want to be there for his next Michael Richards type incident. Just wherever he goes way too far. I want to be in the crowd.
That would be great. I don't know.
Yeah, because it'll happen again. That's all he does. He's a habitual line stepper.
But he's never really had that though.
What do you mean?
He did. Oh, wait, what? He had one incident.
Yeah, the 9/11 thing.
Yeah, so that's what lost him the Affleck commercials.
Yeah.
But
he's in trouble again over this. People are real upset about this Hitler episode.
Really?
Specifically him. Oh yeah. How do you think I found out about historical roast? I was listening to a news story about it.
What the? You know what you're going into. Why would you be upset?
Because they're upset it got made in the first place, I think.
I mean, God damn it.
That's how I heard about these historical roasts in the first place, is people were upset about it. That's the only reason I watched them, because I saw an article about people being upset about it, and I said, well, people are upset, it's got to be funny.
And it was mildly funny.
Because people were upset about Chappelle's show all the time, too, which is why I knew it was the best show ever made.
I am so fortunately, I have not heard about this. The people that are upset about the historical roast, because honestly, it's a
few weeks old now, so it's probably gone. It's probably gone at this point.
Right. If you're upset about that, you're just looking for things to be upset about.
Of course they are. That's our society now. But that's how I found out about it, though, because usually that's a key to me. I find those things that people were think were upset or offensive. I'm like, well, there's funny there. I got to check this out. Because if it's tame, I don't want anything to do with it. I'm like you, man. I got to have a noose and all different types of minorities and just scat and all sorts of stuff in my laughter now.
I would like a few farm animals sprinkled in there.
I need some farm animals. I need some real degeneracy. I mean, I need some senior citizens.
Right.
I need everything, man.
Yeah. So
you might as well bring the whole goddamn circus.
So in summary, if you were going to check out one episode of the historical roast, I would say this is probably it. But
yes, it is the best one. Absolutely.
As a whole, I was disappointed. But moving on. I have Bobo. I have something I wanted to talk to you about that I have not. I did not let you know what the topic was. And
okay.
To be very honest, I really don't know why I didn't let you know what the topic was. But have you heard about NASA opening up their space station to tourists?
I did hear something about it briefly. I wasn't sure how serious it was.
Okay. Well, the seriousness of it, that is to be debated. Okay. But I wanted to bring this up because I saw this and I thought,
Is this Elon Musk idea? Is that why? Is that
No. Honestly, the reason why it intrigued me is because NASA. The report was that NASA is trying to supplement some of its funding because their funding has been cut.
It's garbage, right? Yeah.
And they're trying to supplement some of their funding by taking tourists to space.
Terrible idea.
Well, okay. However,
not because taking tourists to space is a terrible idea.
Right.
I'll explain why it is in a minute. But because they'll never make enough money to cover a fraction of their budget by doing this. Are you fucking kidding me?
Well, it's funny you bring that up because I was reading an article about this, and I wanted to see. Well, first off, I heard before I looked up the article, I heard how much it was to go on this trip. And do you want to take a guess on how much a night it is? So let's break it down like a hotel.
Okay.
You want to know how much it is a night?
I have no idea. I've not read any articles about this. I have no idea. I'm just trying to figure out how much it would cost to go to space in general. I will say $15 million a night.
Okay. You are incorrect by a lot.
Higher or lower?
Lower. Much lower.
What?
So the price the price that was listed is $35,000 a night.
That's it?
That's it. And I was
to go to space?
Yeah. And I was like, you know what? That's not too bad.
No, that doesn't seem. How is NASA going to make any money doing that? That seems like not a smart. God damn.
All right, hold on. Let me get into it. So I was like $35,000 a night. Okay, well, you know what? Like, how long are these trips going to be? So then apparently in a statement, the NASA said these missions may last up to 30 days.
Okay.
That is just over $1 million.
I don't know how every rich person in America is not signing up for this.
Well, that's the next thing. So for a 30-day trip, they're making $1 million. Okay, so presumably, depending on how many you could take per trip, but for one, let's say you take one person a month, you're making $12 million. However,
right.
They've already said they're only allowing two visitors per year.
What?
So what the fuck is the point of this?
Also, I'd like to point out NASA's budget this current fiscal year, is $21.5 billion.
Right. So this would cover.
So they're going to make $2 million taking two tourists to space.
This would cover Staples. Like that's basically it. That's what this would cover.
This would cover Staples, right? We can buy NASA. Every NASA scientist gets Staples, basically.
Right. I was just, what is the fucking point?
It has to be, and maybe this sounds, you can agree or disagree. This has to be a marketing ploy to get NASA's name in the news a little bit.
That is what I thought as well.
Oh, okay. Well, then we're on the same page. Because there's no other reason to do this.
Right. And now I will say the price for this, the $35,000 a night, the $1 million over 30 days, that is just the price for you to go to the space or to be at the spaceship. Because NASA is no longer running their own spaceships.
Correct. They're all private contractors.
Right. So there is speculation you would have to pay the private contractor to get on the spaceship, and then to be at the space station, it costs you that $35,000 a night.
Right, which is why I was speculating it's not real, because I knew NASA doesn't have the shuttle program anymore, so they have to rely on third-party, non-government people to get you to space anyways, which they can't control.
But
so
all things being equal, and let's just say this is a real thing, that's not a bad price to go to space.
They would have people lining up at the door to do that. I mean,
would you do that?
$1 million to spend. I mean, now I don't think a lot of people want to spend 30 days in space. I think a lot of people want to spend one night in space.
I mean,
let's be honest. If I get to space, Travis, listen, let's say I hit the lotto. I hit the Mega Millions jackpot,
right?
Tomorrow. Okay, whatever. I don't even know when it draws. I think it's tonight, actually. Fuck.
I don't know.
Got to go out. Okay. If I hit the Mega Millions jackpot and I win $300 million,
yes.
Let's say I can spend, let's say it would even cost $1 million just to pay SpaceX or whatever to get me to space.
Right.
Who cares how long I'm there? I just get to say, I've been to space.
Well, at that point, it's the cost of.
If I spend 2 days or 20 days there, it makes no difference because it's just bragging rights. But the number of days you spend in space make no fucking difference.
No, you're absolutely right. However, you are just along for the ride. So it's not about like how long you want to spend there. You're spending there however long that mission is.
Correct. Oh, right. Yes, correct. But I'm just saying, like, I don't want to piss in a catheter any longer than I have to.
But would you? That's my question for you.
If I had the money, if money was not an option,
right? If you had the money to do this, let's even say that you're not uber rich. You have the money to do this, but you'd have to save up a little bit for it.
I probably would do it, but not till I'm older.
Because of the risk?
There are significant risks involved. I mean, let's be honest. I mean, space travel going to space is pretty safe. Yeah, but if you look at the number of space trips versus the number of fatalities, it's nowhere near as safe as driving a car.
Right. Yes, exactly. But, okay. Because, I would do it. Yes, I would definitely do this. I would.
Now, if you told me it was either like tomorrow or never, then I'd have to really think about it, honestly. Like if you said I can go to space tomorrow for, let's say, a week. But after this, the space station's closing and they'll never have another space station in your lifetime. I don't know.
I'm in. I'm just sign me up. Where do you want me? Who do I make the check out to? And where do you want me to go?
And the reason I say I don't know, Travis, is because I don't know how special it is. A lot of people have done it.
Oh, you mean like I see what you're saying.
I could pay someone $100,000 now to literally I could sit on their shoulders while they climb Mount Everest. There's a big problem about that recently. If you've seen the news,
I have. Yeah.
I mean, Everest and all the tourists and stuff. I could pay someone to like just literally I could sit on their shoulders while they climb Mount Everest for me. But what's the point? Everyone's done it now. Same with space. A lot of people have gone to space. If you're having tourists in space, there'll be even more people. I'm not sure it's worth the risk at that point.
I guess not. But when I look at like experiences like that, it's the experience to me and not the experience to whatever the numbers stack up. It's not about my number versus the world's number. Does that make sense? It really
absolutely. If you think you would get something out of it, then it's not. I'm not sure what I would get out of it is worth the risk involved. I'm not sure about that. Yeah,
like I'm not doing it specifically for bragging rights. I'm doing it because it's fucking space, and it would be cool to go.
It would be cool to go, but what percentage of percentage of death would I tell you is too high? Like, do you have a number in your head?
Ooh, now that's a good. That's. I mean, I would hope.
I'll tell you what. Let's make this a poll this week. What if I told you there was a 10% chance of that rocket blowing up on the way to space?
Okay, we'll do it in 10% increments, and we'll go the whole way up.
Sure.
Yeah.
How much percent risk is worth it to travel to space?
Okay.
Because NASA's astronauts got to think about that too. I mean,
yeah,
there's a number on it. It's not zero.
No, it's not. It's not zero. But like, I mean, I started out at like I guess I just got to be under 50%. I need more than a 50%.
If I tell you
chance.
right now, there's a 40% chance the rocket blows up, you're still going.
Boy, that's a high percentage.
Right. Travis, even more than 5% is like a real risk.
I don't know about that.
The number of things you wouldn't do if I told there's the 5% chance of you dying would blow your mind if you thought about it long enough.
Sure, and maybe that's an episode in the future.
That's a good. Write that down. That's a good topic.
But but maybe and maybe that is a future episode. But I like the risk goes up with the reward, and the reward to go into space is a pretty hefty reward. So I don't know.
True.
I don't know that, and I'll be very curious as to what our listeners say. I'm you know, what's okay?
Okay.
All right.
Let's move on to end times.
Do you want to, or well, we can do it quickly. I think
It's a very quick end times.
Okay.
So this week on end times, Justin Bieber has decided that he wants to fight Tom Cruise. He's issued a formal fight challenge to Tom Cruise.
I saw that, and
This is what I wanted to do. I wanted to do this for the poll this week. Who's going to win, Justin Bieber or Tom Cruise in a fight?
It doesn't matter. It's never going to fucking happen.
It doesn't matter. It's pure reckless speculation. Who would you put money on? A 31-year-old or a senior citizen?
The senior citizen, definitely. I'm betting the house on Tom Cruise.
Really?
Yes.
I think Bieber kick his ass.
I mean, Bieber's.
I think Justin Bieber would fucking literally straight up murder Tom Cruise. He would be dead.
I don't know, but we can make that a poll as well. Because
so you don't think it's going to happen though? Obviously,
no, it's never going to happen. No, there is
of course
no
not.
upside.
If you're Tom Cruise, you're not going to get in a fight with Justin Bieber.
100%. There's no upside for Tom Cruise to do this. It's a spectacle. Right. It's going to be a spectacle. There is, if you kick his ass, I think the majority of people think that he would get his ass kicked. That Bieber would get his ass kicked.
They do probably think that because they think of Tom Cruise as like an action star, a movie, a big like buff action star. Let me give you some stats. Justin Bieber is 25 years old.
Right.
He's 5'9", and he reportedly weighs about 146 pounds. Tom Cruise is 56. He's 5'7", and he weighs anywhere from like 150 to 170.
Right. And
the age is a big part of that. Someone that's 25 is going to be quicker reflexes than someone who's 56. And if you don't think Bieber's in shape, you're out of your mind. Because those dudes have personal trainers and nutritionists and stuff. I guarantee you Bieber's probably in better physical shape than you think he is.
You're probably right on that. You're probably right that he's in better physical shape than I think he is. However, I don't think Bieber's probably been in a fight in his life. So I
don't think so?
No.
I bet you that dude's thrown a few punches. He might have a posse to back him up. He might have not to deal with the consequences after he swings the first one. But
yeah, he's thrown some punches. I don't believe he's ever landed a punch.
I bet he's been in some scraps. I think he's got a mouth on him that's gotten him in trouble a couple times. That's just my guess. However, Tom Cruise, if you lay out Tom Cruise, Bieber, guess what happens? The Church of Scientology, the ghost of L. Ron Hubbard will murder you.
They would kill him. Although, I think that with Tom Cruise, like all of the movie stunts that he's had to prepare for and all of the weight training he's had to do for let's just say the Mission Impossible movies, I think he would be in a better position than Justin Bieber.
And that's tough. He's 56.
He's a young 56 though.
Yeah, listen, plastic surgery makes you look young. It doesn't make your muscles work any slower, though.
Yeah, but that HGH is doing wonders for him.
That's true. He's on a lot of that. And he's got Scientology behind him. And who knows, the promises of L. Ron Hubbard are very real.
Yeah, and especially if if the church was like, we're going to release those secret tapes of you if you don't win, that dude's fucking winning.
Dude, he'll have something to fight for.
That's right. That's exactly right.
I just love that this is Bieber's attempt to get back in the news. I'm going to fight Tom Cruise. You know what? His publicist is like, whoever thought of that, him saying that, it's brilliant.
What's scarier to me is that it may not have been a publicist. It may have just been him thinking out loud.
Well, then he's smarter than everyone else in the room. Because it made front page headlines the second he said it. Good on him. Brilliant.
Yeah, sure. That's true. Yeah, good on him. But
I mean, hey man, maybe he's learning the game finally. All right, the number is 747 banging.
747-226-4464.
Go ahead and call in. I'm a bookie for this fight. If you guys didn't know that, Bobo is going to be the bookie. So go ahead and call in and place your bets on Bieber or Tom Cruise. I'm going to give you, since I think Tom Cruise is the betting favorite, it's going to be 2-1 odds.
Conor McGregor's company has already offered to host this fight.
Right, but I'm going to be the bookie for them.
Right. I don't think you are.
Right, exactly. I'm going to take the bets. They're just going to host the fight. I'm going to take the bets for him, and I'll give him 10% because I don't want to piss off Conor because he will kill you. He's a crazy man. So, but listen, you put some money down, all right? Don't worry, your money's in safe hands with Bobo's bookie service.
And where can they reach us to place a bet?
You can call us 747 banging. You can send it through email to us at pwthepodcast@gmail.com. You can go to the website pwthepodcast@gmail.com. You can place your bets there. I'll take them online. That's the new age, 2019, baby. You can also find us on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook. It's all at PW the Podcast. Go ahead and place your bets. DM us or tag us in a post when you put your bet down. I'll find it. Don't worry. You can Venmo me money personally. And if you, that's all I got. I don't know. This bookie service is already running dry.
You ran out of steam after all of that.
It's a lot of work, man. How did Don King do it for so long? Being a hype man's tough work, right?
It does appear as though it is tough work.
It is tough work. You can find us, Prestige Worldwide, the podcast, on SoundCloud, Stitcher, Spotify, wherever good Apple Podcasts, whatever they're calling it these days. I don't fucking know. You can find us everywhere. Give us some 5-star reviews. We appreciate it. Tell your friends. Tell people you know about us. We're looking to expand our ever-growing reach.
Yes, we are.
And we'll get to my topic I wanted to get to next week because that seems to be a trend here on this podcast. But
listen, I mean, stuff comes up, and I don't mind blowing off a topic when we have shit to talk about.
Listen, we got to take care of West Coast Penan's bicycle problem. We got to take care of a problem, all right?
That's true.
All right. Well, you got anything else?
That's it for me.
All right. Thanks for listening, guys.
See you next Thursday.